You're watching NDTV. I'm Maha Siddiqui. Cyclone Biparjoy has left a trail of destruction in Gujarat after it made a landfall on Thursday night. Its intensity reduced from being a very severe cyclonic storm to severe cyclonic storm after it hit the land and is now headed towards Rajasthan. Heavy rainfall will continue on Saturday as well. 2 people were killed before the cyclone made landfall and 23 were injured. Around 800 trees were uprooted, 500 houses were damaged and power supply has been disrupted in over 1,000 villages.
Low-lying areas near the sea coast have been affected the most because of the Biparjoy cyclone. Now what you see over here is a village in a low-lying area, and the force in which the water can be seen in this area shows the impact that the cyclone has. Now the villagers have asked us not to go ahead. There are more rooms, there are more houses over there, but the water has a lot of force, and at the same time, since there's a lot of things over there and the water is also deep, we are going there. But even over here, what you see, I'll ask, sir, आप आ सकें तो people's houses are being also impacted. People who stay over here are being impacted. आराम से आइएगा, यहाँ पे force है ज़्यादा, संभल के आइएगा. So even you see at the force of the water, that's present. हाथ दीजिए. That's present over here. आपका घर है ये तो पानी भर रहा है, तो क्या करेंगे अभी आप लोग?
पानी अभी तो पानी इतना नहीं है, आएगा तो कुछ सुरक्षित जगह पे जाना पड़ेगा.
तो ये पानी कम है आप कह रहे हैं? आगे क्या और भी है इसका असर?
आगे बहुत है पानी, अभी आगे बहुत है.
अच्छा,
लेकिन वो क्या है कि आगे का पुल है ना, पुल के अंदर कचरा बढ़ जाता है ना, तभी ये पानी का घेराव आता है, नहीं तो पानी सुरक्षित चला जाता है.
लेकिन इतना फोर्स में ये पानी आ रहा है, तो अभी आप लोग यहाँ से हट क्यों नहीं रहे हैं? या अभी और आगे अभी जाने का सोच रहे हैं कहीं पे?
नहीं,
पानी बढ़ेगा तो क्या करोगे?
अभी ऐसा नहीं है, ये पूरा पानी का लेवल अभी आगे का रोड है ना, उसका पूरा लेवल है. उसके लेवल के बहुत पानी आएगा तभी ये ऊपर जाएगा, नहीं तो नहीं जाएगा.
तो तब तो आप लोग यहीं पे रहेंगे, और सामान ये सब को क्या करेंगे आप?
उसको ऊपर रख देंगे,
ऊपर रख देंगे. तो what you see over here, as you heard, that he is saying that the force they are expecting is will be in a similar way, at least as of now, and the force that you see is at the houses as well. We have been asked to stay away, and if you look at the force of water over here, you will be able to understand that this is not a river where we are present. This is a proper society, a village in Mandvi, which is in a low-lying area.
Cyclone Biparjoy has passed the coast of Gujarat, but its aftermath and impact continues to be on the ground. Many people are right now being evacuated as they have lost their homes. This is one truck which is right now taking these people, as all these people who have been living in the low-lying areas, their house has completely destroyed. Right now I have with me one of the women who is crying, and she is saying that her house has completely collapsed. माता जी, आप कहाँ से हैं? आप
लाइजास घर में.
क्या हुआ आपको?
यहाँ बता परिवार से हमारा बता.
क्या हो गया?
यहाँ थी.
आपका घर टूट गया?
हाँ, बता टूट गया घर. काय नहीं, हम टूट गया, काय नहीं. लेके आए ट्रैक्टर, लेके आए पर छोकरा चढ़ाया मुँह से. काय नहीं.
आपके परिवार वाले ठीक हैं?
परिवार पता ठीक रह गया. पत्थर જ ઉડ ગયા, બધું डेला मकान उड़ गया. काहे નથી मकान, हम
पूरा मकान उड़ गया आपका?
पर पूरा मकान उड़ गया. काहे નથી, काहे तो निसार गया, यहाँ गया निसार ऊपर जे बॉडी ऊपर.
And now it's former allies from the BJP versus Uddhav Thackeray. This time Devendra Fadnavis asking Thackeray as to why he chooses to remain silent on the textbook changes in Karnataka.
An open challenge and a frontal attack from Maharashtra's Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis to his oldest and former ally, the Uddhav Thackeray-led Shiv Sena, questioning Uddhav Thackeray's silence on Karnataka's new Congress government dropping chapters on RSS founder Hegrawar and freedom fighter Vinayak Savarkar from their syllabus. It's a political war of words.
मैं सवाल पूछना चाहता हूं उद्धव ठाकरे जी को, जो महाविकास आघाड़ी में कांग्रेस के साथ कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर वहां पर बैठे हुए हैं, कि अब आपकी प्रतिक्रिया क्या है? क्या सत्ता के लिए केवल अल्पसंख्यकों का जिस प्रकार से तुष्टीकरण चल रहा है उसको आप मान्यता देते हैं? क्या ये अपमान वीर सावरकर जी का आप मान्य करेंगे या फिर कुर्सी के लिए केवल समझौता करेंगे, ये मेरा सवाल है।
Just 2 months ago, Congress ally in Maharashtra, Uddhav Thackeray, had warned Rahul Gandhi against criticizing Vinayak Savarkar, calling the latter his god.
तुम्ही कन्याकुमारी पासून काश्मीर पर्यंत गेलात, संजय राऊत तिकडे गेले होते, सोबत दिली होती, आम्ही सुद्धा तुमच्या सोबत राहिलो. पण आज जाहीर राहुल गांधींना मी सांगतोय की ही लढाई जी आहे ती लोकशाहीची लढाई आहे. कृपा करून नव्हे तर राहुल गांधींना मी जाहीरपणाने सांगतोय की सावरकर आमचं दैवत आहे, त्यांचा अपमान आम्हाला पटणारा नाही, अजिबात पटणार नाही.
While the top party leaders of Uddhav faction are tight-lipped for now, the disappointment is evident, but the protest is meek.
सावरकर जी महाराष्ट्र में पूजनीय है. करोड़ों लोग उनके स्वातंत्र संग्राम के अंदर जो कंट्रीब्यूशन दिया उसके लिए उनको स्वतंत्र वीर ही मानते हैं. लेकिन जो कर्नाटक सरकार ने स्वतंत्र वीर सावरकर जी पे का चैप्टर निकालने का जो प्रयत्न किया उससे हम आहत हुए हैं.
Political compulsions have forced many compromises in the past, and we are seeing another one play out these days, with Uddhav Thakray's Shiv Sena turning a blind eye to the insult of a man they call their god. Though privately they're saying that they're hoping the Congress leaders in Maharashtra will make Sena's displeasure known to their high command, knowing it very well that it's a long shot and that they would have to live with the insult heaped on Vinayak Savarkar. In New Delhi, Megha Prasad for NDTV.
Now to Manipur, where for over a month and a half now, incidents of violence continue despite efforts by the centre and the state to bring some normalcy. 2 ministers' houses have been attacked in the last couple of days. Incidents of violence, arson have continued, and while people are facing many challenges, one of the major problems is internet shutdown as well for the last 45 days. Ratujit Chaudhary reports on the impact.
Yet another extension of the internet ban in Manipur as ethnic tensions refuse to listen. This means more bad news for people like 39-year-old national award-winning documentary filmmaker Meena Longjam, whose professional life has been hit big time because of the internet ban. She has missed online entries to many global film festivals.
The option available for me now is, I wanted to check it out, the media center at Imphal, DIPR, where maybe I could go and check out, the films that, how many films festivals are around at this time and how many films that I missed because of the internet ban in Manipur.
The latest government order has extended the internet ban in Manipur till June 20. Internet was first stopped on May 3 when clashes first broke out. Since then, for a month and a half, Manipur is shimmering, the situation going out of hand multiple times.
In this recent order, the Manipur government says the continued tension has left it with no option but to extend the internet ban multiple times.
The continued internet ban in Manipur has hit all sections of society.
It instills a fear in our mind that we are lagging behind compared to other students from other states in this competitive race. So I would like to appeal to the government to just ban the social medias, apps and all, and leave the internet open for educational purposes and other health purposes or any other essential things.
The government has opened up a facility for the public to surf internet during the curfew relaxation. In the remote, rural areas, particularly Manipur's hill districts, internet is a crucial element in governance and in the daily life of citizens. In Churachandpur, the epicenter of the initial days of violence, banks, cyber cafes and even mobile research centers are shut.
Until the establishment of internet connection in our area is done, we will not be able to give any exams nor prepare for any upcoming exams because most of the syllabus, maybe the preparations are all obtained from the internet. We are a deprived area. We have most of our academic aspirants has no access to internet.
Even the Manipur Human Rights Commission has urged the state government to consider restoring internet services in Manipur. So far, this has not happened. With BM Sanju in Imphal, in Guwahati, Ratandeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
The violence has continued in Manipur for over a month and a half now. This despite the efforts by the government to bring down the levels of violence, bring some sort of normalcy back to the state. But as you saw, 45 days of internet disconnection as well. Meanwhile, the government has said that because of the continued tension, it has been left with no option but to extend the internet ban. Right, let's move on now. A day after major violence was reported in 2 districts in West Bengal on the final day of nominations for panchayat polls in the state, Governor C.V. Ananda Bose visited Bhangar and promised action, while the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee hit out at ISF, blaming the CPIM, Congress and its ally for the violence along with the BJP.
West Bengal Governor C.V. Ananda Bose in Bhangur, a day after violence rocked the area. Over the soon-to-be-held panchayat polls in Bengal, a crucial test before 2024 for both the ruling TMC and the opposition BJP. In Bhangur, ISF workers clashed with TMC supporters over nominations, with 2 deaths reported. The impact of Thursday's violence still evident, as the fire in some of the vehicles set ablaze on Thursday was still not completely put out.
I can assure the people of Bengal, violence will be the first victim in this election. Violence should die a silent death. The peace-loving people of Bengal have a right to exercise their franchise.
At around 100 kilometers away, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee hit out at the local outfit, the ISF that's contesting the polls, accusing them of orchestrating the violence in Bhangur. She also countered the BJP's Trinamool high-handedness charge, saying more nominations were filed by the opposition parties than the Trinamool Congress for the polls.
আর মাত্র 2টো বুথে তার জন্য বলে দিল সব চলে এসো ঢাল টাল নিয়ে তরল নিয়ে আরে ক্যাচ করা করবে ঢাল তরল নিয়ে পার্লামেন্ট ইলেকশনে তো হয় সেন্ট্রাল ফোর্সে স্টেট ইলেকশনে তো হয় অনেক অত্যাচার করো জেলায় জেলায়
The BJP has hit out at the Chief Minister for the violence and accused her administration of failing to control law and order, as the state government plans to challenge the Calcutta High Court's decision to deploy central forces across the state for the panchayat elections.
মানুষ প্রতিবাদ করবে, প্রতিরোধ করবে, প্রয়োজনের প্রতিশোধও নেবে। রাজ্য নির্বাচন কমিশন যদি ফ্রি অ্যান্ড ফেয়ার ইলেকশন করাতে চান, তবে কেন্দ্রীয় বাহিনী গোটা রাজ্যে এলে পরে ওনারা ব্যবহার করবেন।
When the nomination process was taking place, the violence took place here. Several cars were set on fire. You can see the smoke still emanating from the embers of these burning vehicles that were set on fire yesterday during the nomination process. There have been allegations and counter-allegations between political parties, but at this point the governor is here taking stock of the situation as the smoke continues to emanate from these vehicles. The governor, of course, trying to understand what exactly transpired here yesterday. With camera person G.D. Shankar in Bijayganj Bajar in Bhangur, South 24 Parganas district, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
Let's move on now. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will pay an official visit to the US and Egypt from June 20th to 25th. Prime Minister Modi is visiting US at the invitation of President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden. The visit will commence in New York, where Prime Minister will lead the celebrations of the International Day of Yoga at the UN headquarters on the 21st of June. Sector by sector, you've given us a sense of what we should be expecting. Now, I want to understand from you the significance that Prime Minister Modi will be addressing the US Congress for a second time.
See, the US Congress has traditionally, and when I say traditionally, I mean relatively vis-a-vis other institutions, has been an early investor in India, if I may use the American terminology. They have been much more positive since the late 90s. And indeed, this is going to be, of course, the first time an Indian leader in the last 75 years will be addressing the US Congress twice. And by doing so, our Prime Minister will join the league of Nelson Mandela, Winston Churchill, and the Israeli leaders. Very, very few people have been welcomed to address the Congress twice. And you are aware that last time he addressed it in 2016. It's there in the YouTube for anyone to see. You can see the reception that was given. But it's also true that the world has changed in many ways in the last few years too. Pandemic, technology, essentially the technology revolution happening in India, the economy, the environment. And I must mention to you here that there is a lot of excitement in the United States, particularly in the US Congress, to actually listen to the Prime Minister at the congressional platform and listen to his vision for the partnership. And in this, two aspects are very significant. One, this joint invitation this time was signed by the 4 top leaders of US Congress. That reflects the bipartisan support that India enjoys at the capital. Secondly, there is certainly interest in India, in its growth story, and obviously its young population and potential.
Taking a very quick break, we'll be back with more. Stay with us. Welcome back. Mumbai is on the brink of a water crisis as the 7 lakes that supply water to the financial capital are fast drying up, and Mumbai has a supply of only 45 days left according to the BMC.
Days after severe water crisis in rural parts of Maharashtra, now Mumbai at the brink of the severe water scarcity. There is water left for only 45 days of use, according to BMC officials. Water is supplied to Mumbai through pipelines and tunnels from 7 lakes located in areas like Nashik, Thane and Bhiwandi. According to this latest report of BMC, reservoirs are left with only 15.2% of water. 1% of reservoir water provides for 3 days of Mumbai's needs. Currently, Mumbai is left with water supply for only 45 days. Current reservoir water levels are 0.51% higher than last year. Delay in monsoon this year has raised concerns. Catchment areas that were 97% full last year have fast depreciated due to the scorching heat and the monsoon that is already delayed by around a week, but is expected to hit Mumbai only between 18 to 21st June.
तो आने वाले दिनों में दैट इज़ बिटवीन 18th to 21st June वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग फेवरेबल कंडीशंस फॉर द मानसून टू ऑनसेट फर्दर. तो उसके बाद हो सकता है अभी तो फ़िलहाल है ना हमें कोस्ट में ही लाइट रेनफॉल मिल रहा है. जो इंटीरियर महाराष्ट्र है वहाँ हमें रेनफॉल नहीं मिल रहा है. सो कंडीशंस आर ये जो हवा की रुख है ना वो बदल सकती है. अभी इट विल बिकम वेस्टर्लीज, तब वो कंडीशंस फेवरेबल बन जाएंगे. दैट टाइम वी विल ऑनसेट द मानसून फर्दर.
According to BMC, the next few days are critical. With Pooja Bhardwaj in Mumbai, Sneha Koshi for NDTV.
Let's move on now. Foxconn aims to enter the electric vehicle manufacturing space in India. Sakshi Bajaj gets us the details.
The principal assembler or maker of Apple iPhones, Foxconn, the world's largest technology manufacturer and service provider, is aiming to enter the electric vehicle manufacturing space in India. So what does this mean for India and for Foxconn? Now, experts believe for India, this is a huge positive as this will generate capital expenditure, employment, as well as boost exports in the electric vehicle manufacturing sector for India. While as far as Foxconn is concerned, the technology manufacturer is diversifying its business portfolio and preparing for the worst scenario really, given the tense US-China relations and Foxconn's stronghold in the smartphone market space. Remember, Foxconn aims at diversifying not just production but also supply lines. And earlier, Foxconn chairman met PM Modi for the second time in 8 months in March 2023, and PM Modi welcomed Foxconn's plans for expanding electronic vehicle manufacturing capacity in India.